Scorpio, have you ever woken up at 3 in the morning with the feeling that you're not alone in the room? That chill down your spine that makes you pull the blanket up to your neck, even in summer? That inexplicable certainty that someone or something is watching you in the darkness? You turn your head to the side and see that dark rectangle reflecting the shadows of the room. It's the mirror. And for a few eternal seconds, you swear you saw something move inside it that wasn't your reflection. Your heart races. You squeeze your eyes shut, trying to convince yourself it was just your overactive imagination at work. But deep down, you know it wasn't. There's a reason ancient cultures around the world covered mirrors at night. There's a reason your grandmothers insisted that mirrors shouldn't face the bed. And there's a very specific reason why this affects you, Scorpio, in a way it doesn't affect other signs. What I'm about to reveal isn't empty superstition or irrational fear. It's ancient knowledge about energy portals that has existed for millennia and that modern science is only just beginning to understand. Your bedroom should be your sanctuary, the place where you shed all the armor you wear during the day, where you can finally be vulnerable, where you can rest and regenerate. But if there's a mirror in this sacred space, especially one that reflects your bed, you're unwittingly turning your resting place into an energetic battlefield. And for you, who already carry an emotional intensity most people can't even imagine, this can be devastating. Scorpios live in layers of depth that other signs don't even know exist. You feel everything amplified. Each emotion hits you like a wave that could drown an ordinary person. You process the energies of those around you in an almost psychic way, absorbing what they don't even know they're emanating. During the day, you develop protective mechanisms. Your famous intensity, your penetrating gaze, your emotional walls, all serve to shield you from the avalanche of energies you naturally detect. But at night, when you sleep, all these defenses fall away. You're completely exposed. Your subconscious opens up, processing everything you've experienced during the day, all the energies you've absorbed without realizing it. And it's precisely at this moment of maximum vulnerability that the mirror becomes dangerous. Because mirrors aren't just reflective surface objects, they're portals, amplifiers. They don't just reflect light, they reflect energy, intention, presence. When you sleep facing a mirror, your energy is constantly reflected back to you, but not in the pure form it left you. It returns distorted, multiplied, mixed with everything else the mirror captured during the day. And for a Scorpio who already deals with extreme emotional intensities, this creates an amplification loop that can be destructive. Have you ever noticed how your dreams become more disturbing in rooms with mirrors? How you wake up more tired, even after getting enough sleep? How your sexual energy, which for Scorpio is a primordial life force, becomes unbalanced, either excessive to the point of discomfort or strangely absent? This is no coincidence. It's the direct result of sleeping in an energy field that is constantly feeding back into itself through the mirror. Ancient Feng Shui masters knew this thousands of years ago. They taught that mirrors in the bedroom, especially facing the bed, create what they called restless energy, a force that prevents true rest, keeps the mind active when it should be at rest, and can even invite unwanted presences into the intimate space. And when I speak of presences, I'm not necessarily talking about ghosts or demons, although these possibilities exist in certain spiritual traditions. I'm talking about something more subtle and perhaps more disturbing, the presence of the versions of yourself you're trying to leave behind, the dark aspects that every Scorpio carries and constantly battles. Your repressed rage, your unspeakable jealousies, your secret obsessions, your darkest fantasies. During the day, you keep these shadows at bay. You integrate them, work with them, transform your darkness into power. But at night, when you sleep facing a mirror, these unprocessed energies, these unintegrated aspects, are reflected back to you with a multiplied intensity. It's as if the mirror creates an energetic copy of everything you're trying to process and resolve, forcing you to deal with twice the emotional burden. For Scorpios born between October 23rd and November 2nd, this interference manifests primarily through intense dreams that feel like prophecies or warnings, leaving you awake in the middle of the night with a racing heart and an unexplainable sense of urgency. For those born between November 3rd and 12th, the mirror amplifies your already intense internal emotional life, causing unexplained mood swings and a constant feeling of being watched or judged. And for those born between November 13th and 22nd, the effect is even more profound. The mirror can create a disconnect between your waking and sleeping selves, resulting in episodes of sleep paralysis, lucid nightmares, and an exhaustion that no amount of rest seems to cure. Scorpio, as you listen to me, you're probably recalling specific nights. Those moments when you woke up in a cold sweat, absolutely certain something was wrong in your room. Those mornings when you woke up more tired than when you went to bed, as if you'd been fighting a battle all night. And perhaps you had, on levels your conscious mind doesn't register. But here's the powerful truth. You have the ability to transform this. You, more than any other sign, have the power to recognize subtle energies and act on them. Your Scorpio nature isn't a curse. It's a superpower that allows you to see beyond the veil, feel beyond the obvious, and transform what others don't even know exists. Leave a comment now saying, "I choose to protect my energy and transform my space." This isn't just a phrase. It's a declaration of power. It's you acknowledging that you have control over your energetic environment, that you can make conscious choices that protect your well-being. And when you write this, you're creating a wave of transformation that will inspire other Scorpios to do the same, to reclaim their sacred right to a space of true rest. What makes the mirror especially dangerous for Scorpio is that you already have a complex relationship with your own image. You look in the mirror and see not just your physical face, but all the versions of yourself you've been and could yet become. You see the unrealized potential. You see the invisible scars. You see the intensity in your own eyes that sometimes frightens you. This simple act of looking in the mirror, for you, is never neutral. It's always charged with meaning, with questioning, with confronting truths you'd rather not face. Now imagine this happening unconsciously all night long. Your subconscious, in a dream state, is constantly confronted with its own reflection, constantly processing not only who you are, but also the distorted image the mirror casts back in the darkness. It's no wonder you wake up exhausted, emotionally drained, as if you've spent the entire night in intensive therapy with yourself. There are documented accounts of people, especially those with heightened psychic sensitivities, as Scorpios often have, who woke up in the middle of the night and saw in the mirror not their own reflection, but distorted versions of themselves. Different faces, expressions that didn't match their feelings. Or worse, they saw their reflection move independently, a few seconds out of sync with their own movements. Before dismissing this as a hallucination or a story to scare children, consider what quantum physics has revealed about the nature of observation and reality. Mirrors at the quantum level don't just reflect, they create an alternate version of what they observe. And in altered states of consciousness, like those hazy moments between sleep and wakefulness you experience at 3 a.m. And your perception can pick up on these anomalies that are normally hidden. For a Scorpio whose fundamental power is transformation through confrontation with profound truths, the mirror becomes a dangerous tool because it forces this confrontation at the wrong time, when you should be resting, not transforming. It's like trying to perform surgery on yourself while you're asleep. The work may be necessary, but the timing is completely inappropriate, and the results can be traumatic. Their sexual energy, which for Scorpio isn't just about physical attraction, but also about vital power, deep creativity, and connection with primordial forces, is especially affected by mirrors in the bedroom. This energy needs to flow naturally, be consciously expressed, and intentionally transformed. But when a mirror constantly reflects this energy back to them during their sleep, it creates an energetic short circuit. Some Scorpios report that after removing mirrors from their bedroom, their intimate life improves dramatically. Not because the mirror itself physically interfered, but because sexual energy stopped being reflected and amplified in distorted ways. They woke up feeling more connected to their own bodies, more present in their own sensations, less plagued by confusing desires or unexplained blocks. The mirror also interferes with your natural regenerative capacity. Scorpios are symbolized by creatures that undergo dramatic transformations: the eagle that is reborn, the phoenix that rises from the ashes. Your sleep should be a period of symbolic death and daily rebirth. You go to bed as a version of yourself and wake up transformed, renewed, ready to face the world with restored energy. But the mirror interrupts this natural cycle. Instead of allowing you to symbolically die to your daily worries and be reborn renewed, it keeps you trapped in a loop of constant self-observation. It's like trying to be reborn while still trapped in your old shell. The process becomes blocked, incomplete, and frustrating. Spiritual masters from diverse traditions, from indigenous shamans to Buddhist monks, from Kabbalah practitioners to feng shui experts, all agree on one point: the bedroom should be protected from influences that disturb rest. And mirrors, especially for people with heightened energetic sensitivities, are one such influence that should be minimized or eliminated. I'm not saying you should be afraid of mirrors or develop an irrational phobia. Mirrors have their place and can even be powerful tools when used consciously and in the right context. But in your bedroom, your sacred space of rest and vulnerability, they become an interference you simply don't need. The solution is surprisingly simple. If you have a large mirror that you can't remove from your bedroom, perhaps because it's built into a wardrobe or a permanent fixture in the architecture, cover it at night. Use a pretty cloth, a curtain, anything that blocks the reflection. Make this a nightly ritual. Covering the mirror becomes a conscious act of protection, a way of saying, now is the time to rest, not reflect. If you can remove mirrors from your bedroom completely, even better. And notice the changes that occur in the first few weeks. You'll probably notice that you sleep more soundly, that your dreams, while still intense, because you're a Scorpio and intensity is your nature, become clearer, more revealing, and less disturbing. That you wake up feeling genuinely rested, instead of feeling like you spent the night fighting an invisible battle. You'll also notice changes in your emotional energy throughout the day. Fewer unexplained mood swings, less feeling drained by invisible forces, more mental clarity, more control over your intense reactions. Because when you sleep properly, when your subconscious is allowed to process the day's experiences without constant interference, you wake up more integrated, more centered, more yourself. Some Scorpios report something even more surprising. After removing mirrors from their bedroom, their natural intuitive abilities become more acute. It's as if the constant energetic interference was creating noise that made it difficult to distinguish between true intuition and amplified anxiety. With the mirror removed, the line between the two becomes clearer. Your connection to the dream world, something every Scorpio has a naturally strong connection to but can't always consciously access, also improves. You begin to remember more details of your dreams. You begin to recognize patterns. You begin to use the dream space for what it was meant to be, a place of processing, healing, and receiving messages from your higher self, not a battleground against distorted reflections of yourself. And perhaps most importantly, you begin to feel safe in your own room. That subtle but persistent feeling of being watched disappears. The chill that used to wake you at 3 in the morning disappears. You stop glancing nervously at the dark corner where the mirror used to be. Your body can finally relax completely, knowing there's nothing watching you, nothing reflecting your vulnerability back to you amplified. Scorpio, you already carry so much. You already process levels of emotion and intensity that would break people of other signs. You already deal with psychic depths that most don't even know exist. You don't need to add another layer of energetic complexity to your resting space. You deserve a true sanctuary, a place where you can completely let your guard down without fear, a space where your vulnerability is protected, not reflected, and not amplified. Removing the mirror is more than a physical change in your bedroom. It's an act of self-respect. It's you recognizing that your energy, your peace of mind, and your adequate rest are priorities worth protecting. It's you saying no to subtle influences that drain your power. It's you consciously choosing to create an environment that supports your natural transformation rather than interferes with it. And when you make this choice, when you remove or cover the mirror and experience the profound changes that follow, you're doing more than improving your own sleep quality. You're setting an example for other Scorpios, showing that it's possible to honor our sensitivities without being controlled by them, that we can be powerful and mindful of our energy at the same time. So tonight, before you go to sleep, look at the mirror in your bedroom, if you have one. Recognize that it has served a purpose, but that purpose doesn't include being present in your sacred resting space. And then, with clear intention and a firm heart, cover it or begin making plans to remove it permanently. Notice how you feel that first night without the mirror watching you back. Observe the quality of your sleep, the nature of your dreams, the feeling you have when you wake up. And then, in the comments of this video, share your experience. Tell other Scorpios what changed when you finally properly protected your resting space. If this video scared you, good. Fear can be a powerful teacher when it alerts us to real dangers we've been ignoring. But don't let fear paralyze you. Let it motivate you to make the necessary changes. Subscribe to the channel for more revelations on how to protect and strengthen your Scorpio energy in a world that constantly tries to drain it. Turn on notifications because your energetic well-being is an ongoing process that deserves regular attention. You'll need more guidance on how to create sacred spaces, how to protect your natural sensitivity, how to use your transformative power in ways that strengthen you rather than deplete you. The mirror in your bedroom isn't just an innocent decorative object. For you, deep and intense Scorpio, it's an energetic interference that has been preventing you from accessing the true rest you so desperately need. Now that you know this, now that the truth has been revealed, the choice is yours. Continue to ignore the signs or make the simple change that can radically transform your quality of life. I trust you know what to do.